Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jason Ryle, and I'm TIFF's international programmer for Australia, Aotearoa, New Zealand, and Global Indigenous Cinema. And welcome to day 4 of our 49th festival. On behalf of us here at TIFF, I extend a sincere thank you to our presenting sponsor, Rogers, and to our major sponsors, RBC and Visa, for their continued support. We would also like to thank our government supporters, the Government of Ontario, Telefilm Canada, and the City of Toronto. This afternoon's film is presented as part of TIFF's Special Presentations program, which is made possible through the generous sponsorship of TikTok, and we have a little added surprise for the Q&A brought to you by TikTok. And of course, thank you all for joining us in celebration of the world premiere of REZ, directed by Sydney Freeland. I have been looking forward to this screening for so many months, and it's incredible to see so many beautiful faces from so many Indigenous communities and nations here tonight. Thank you for coming out. You know, in all the years that I've been programming, these are the kind of screenings that you really dream about and you really wait for. And this is without a doubt one of the biggest nights of the year for Indigenous cinema. Absolutely. And I extend a massive thank you to the incredible team at Netflix for providing us with this film and making that happen. Thank you, Netflix. And before I welcome Sydney on stage for a short introduction, I want to inform you, and this is really important, that REZ is eligible for the People's Choice Award presented by Rogers. So please vote for your favorite films at tiff.net/vote. That's tiff.net/vote. And that's not all. This film, REZ, has also been selected by the TIFF Next Wave Committee, made up of local film enthusiasts aged 15 to 18 from different communities across the city, as one of their choices for the next generation of film lovers, so they clearly have great taste in their selection. Sydney Freeland has been a remarkable artist and artistic voice from her first short films, which explored aspects of Indigenous cinema and Indigenous realities we just didn't often see on screen. Her incredibly dynamic career includes the feature films Drunktown's Finest and Deidre and Lainey Rob a Train, and numerous TV series including Grey's Anatomy, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Echo, and a certain legendary show called Reservation Dogs. We are so incredibly thrilled to be presenting her latest feature film, so please join me in welcoming director and co-writer Sydney Freeland.
Yate, she Sydney Freeland yeshe, Bilganishle, Ado Toba Baschin, Bilgandashnala, Ado Tobasnaj Dashe, Nana Joje, De Nasha. Hi, y'all. My name is Sydney Freeland. I'm the writer and co-director of REZ, and damn, we're here tonight, and it feels really good. This project has been a long time coming. A lot of people have put a lot of hard work into it. We've got cast here tonight. We've got crew here tonight. If you worked on the film, cast, crew, can you just take a stand real quick and let's give these folks a round of applause, please. Stand up, y'all. Stand up, stand up. We're incredibly excited to share this project with you. Before we start, just want to acknowledge a couple people. I want to acknowledge Netflix, of course, for whom this project would not be possible. Alex Zahn, Peter T, Dan Lin, and the rest of the Netflix team for really supporting this project and supporting our desire for authenticity. It was, we had to put a little more effort into it, but we were able to make that happen. Cameron Bailey, CEO of TIFF and the whole TIFF staff, Jason Ryle, Imaginative. Members of this community have been invited to attend tonight's premiere. Imaginative is committed to creating a greater understanding of Indigenous peoples and cultures through Indigenous-made art. I think I said that right. Our producers, Nancy Utley, Jamal Henderson, Spencer Bailey, Mauricio Mota, Katie Elmore, and LeBron James. So with that, we're very excited to show this film to y'all and would invite you all to stick around afterwards for a Q&A. So, thank you. We'll see you after the show.
As part of our partnership with TikTok, we were very pleased to have one of its biggest Indigenous influencers with us today to assist with the Q&A.
Hi.
Your name?
First of all, my name is Kyron Potts. I'm an actor and creator from Treaty 6 territory, but most importantly, I'm just a big fan of all of these humans that are coming out on stage.
And we're very proud to bring to the stage director and co-writer Sydney Freeland, stars Kauchani Brandt, Jessica Matten, Julia Jones, and Devin Sampson Craig. Thank you so much for coming again this afternoon and to sing.
Where's the rest of my cast? Where's the rest of my cast? Guys, get up here. Come up here. Come join us. Come around the side, and then get in line right by Chani. Come up. Come join us, y'all.
Fantastic. As we wait for the cast to join us, please just come around to the entrance there, and you can be escorted up to the stage. Sydney, let's start with The Spark. This is based and inspired on a true story. What was that connection for you to bring this to the screen?
Well, I will say the film itself is actually a work of fiction, but it is, I think as Sterling and I were beginning to create the story, I played basketball myself. I was not very good, but I did play REZ ball. And Sterling, of course, did football and wrestling, and was very familiar with REZ ball in Oklahoma. And so we were sort of drawing from our own experiences. And as we were doing so, we found all these places where our experiences overlapped. And as we sort of shared those stories, we began to sort of like form and coalesce the story. A female coach, these players, the way they would overcome the adversity, and all those things sort of kind of came together in this idea of like them, not having the white savior come in from off the reservation, to show the plucky upstart young kids how to, here, come on guys. So no white saviors, long story short. We knew we wanted to have that female coach, and then as we sort of pulled that thread, all these other things sort of started presenting themselves. What would this story look like if we told it from the inside out? And they had to rely on their culture and their tradition and their language, and all those things sort of presented themselves. So that was really kind of the kernel in the seed that started.
Beautiful, thank you. Now that we have everyone on stage, another round of applause, please, for this incredible cast.
And if And if I may, just to sort of put our flowers on our cast right now, we put out a casting call about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. We had 5,000 applications for 10 roles with our players, and of course our other amazing cast here as well too. And people had to put themselves on tape. But in addition to that, they also had to do 3 things. They had to shoot a free throw, they had to shoot a layup, and they had to shoot a three-pointer. Because the kids had to be able to play basketball. And I'm so proud to say that each one of these kids, when you see them in the film, there's no body doubles, there's no stunt doubles. They're actually playing, they're actually REZ ballers. So these kids represent, they had to take basketball camp, they had to take acting classes, they had to take NAVO classes. You know, they worked their ass off for this film, and I just want to put my flowers on them right now. So.
And it showed. You guys were incredible.
Speaking of Navajo, Navajo plays a really, really integral part of this film, both on and off the court. It's kind of like a secret weapon for the team. There's even a reference to code talkers. Why was it so important to integrate Dene into the film, and what kind of steps did you take to make sure that it was authentic and that it was represented well?
Yeah, I think again, it sort of came from this thread and this kernel of having a coach who's from the community there. And then when you're faced with these tropes of the sports movie genre, then you have to find solutions that sort of come from within, And so as we sort of started pulling at these threads, then this idea of like, oh, what if they use their native language during the game kind of presented themselves. Those kind of came from like my own personal experiences. I never called out plays Navajo when I was playing, but there's a lot of shit talking back and forth in native languages. But we, by coalescing all that, we really tried to push that idea forward. But once we had that idea, then it was about bringing in native language dialect coaches to really help the players. And then, making sure that on the script level that we were as authentic as we could be, in production we were as authentic as we could be, and then even in post as well too. So it was trying to surround ourselves with all the people who knew better than me.
Kauchani Brandt, take a bow. What a fantastic lead performance. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Really want to congratulate you on your first acting role. It's incredible. Can you share with us, yes, absolutely. Share with us, why did you audition? What was the experience like? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, so initially, I was just scrolling on Instagram one day and I saw this casting call.
As you do.
For this Netflix LeBron James produced film titled REZ Ball, a game that I grew up playing. And when I saw that, I was immediately struck by the notion that I've never seen anything like that before. And I understood how groundbreaking and how special it was going to be, and I knew that I had to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. Whether that was, and at the time when I sent in my first 30-second introductory clip of myself, the best thing that I could possibly have imagined was just to be an extra on the other basketball team. And I would have been over the moon. I would have been over the moon to just be a part of this project and to work with Sydney Freeland on the script. And yeah, and that's pretty much how I heard about it, and that was kind of everything going into it.
But Kauchani, take us back to the day that you heard the news that you were cast as Jimmy.
Yeah, so I was actually, I actually had an internship with the Golden State Warriors, and I was working with them, and I got a phone call from Angelique Mid-Thunder, and yeah, shout out Angelique, fairy godmother. And then there was this unknown number. I didn't know who it was, and I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. So I pull it out and I answer it, and there's Angelique Mid-Thunder and Sydney Freeland. I'm like, oh shh. I don't know if we can swear, but I was like, oh snap. And then Sydney was like, hey Kauchani, how would you like to play Jimmy in REZ Ball? And then I flipped. I was like, oh no way. And I was running around and I was over the moon, and I think maybe my coworkers were kind of looking at me a little crazy. But when I heard about it, I was just over the moon about it and just so honored.
Awesome. My question is for Jessica, who plays Coach Hobbs. First of all, I'm a massive fan. You look gorgeous tonight. Yes. The ensemble is... So Coach Hobbs is to me, such an auntie. Just really embraces that role. There's a lot of matriarchy there. Throughout the film, she's constantly underestimated. She's told to quit. She's told that she's unfit. She has to prove herself over and over and over again. What does playing a character like Coach Hobbs mean to you?
Honey, that's the story of my life. But here I am. I think just, being an Indigenous woman in general, but a woman walking this earth. I think anyone, that could resonate with anyone here, of having to overcome obstacles, learn your lessons, but isn't that life, right? So, so your question, what does it mean to me? It's a loaded one, but I would say, just as a human being walking this earth, I think and I hope that Coach Heather Hobbs is a reminder of all the obstacles that we face in life, and that we take what we can from those lessons, and that we move forward, and that we just grow, and we become a better version of ourselves, and that we're able to give back to our communities as a result. So.
And Jessica, could you just tell us, show the audience this remarkable dress and the history
yes.
behind it?
Oh, yes. I want to tell you all about this dress because it's actually an amazing designer some of you may be familiar with, Indigenous designer Pamela Baker, who is actually a REZ coach herself. So for those who don't know, being a coach in our communities actually is kind of like a thread of suicide prevention. So shout out to Pam Baker. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but I was like, Pam, can you make me a basketball, but like a native basketball? And so, yeah, she did. Okay.
Fantastic. Julia, congratulations. There's a wonderful generational aspect to this film, and you and Kauchani have such chemistry on screen together. Can you share sort of how you worked with the first-time actor like Kauchani?
I just got really lucky. Chani was very aware that this is the first time he was going to be acting and also carrying a movie that was this important to all of us. And so we had about a week of pre-production, and we had lunch and we spent time talking about life and acting and obviously our roles and our characters. And I think that really built a groundwork of trust between us. And that's a trust that our characters don't have in the beginning of the film and start to regain over the course of the film. And working with Chani, you don't really have to do anything. I mean, he's just so natural, and he's so open, and he's so inquisitive and curious. And this was one of the most joyful experiences I've ever had making a film, and it's largely, it's because of everybody here. But these guys, their excitement and enthusiasm and the energy that they put into it was just so special and so much more powerful in a lot of ways than working with actors who've been doing it a really long time. So thank you, Chani.
Devin Sampson-Craig, who plays Bryson in the film, he really has a strong tether to his culture and language. Can you share, again, your experience of bringing a really true authenticity to this character?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. I think it was most important for me, coming from Yakima, located in South Central Washington. It's easy to, especially nowadays, for modern day Indians, it's easy to drift away from your culture, to drift away from your traditions. And I think that, a lot of these younger generations are so easily influenced. And I had that in mind going into this movie, I've been recently, getting, re-tapped into my language, my culture, my ways as a Yakima Indian, and as well as on set. So the fact that, Bryson was somewhat of me in real life is I was honored, to really dive into that role and embrace that. Because the same way, Bryson embraces it in REZ ball, Devin embraces it in real life. And so I think it was just important for me to know, to really work really hard with the dialect coach, Rose. So shout out, Rose. I know I'm not Navajo, but I was trying my best. So, hey. But it meant a lot, especially, as this movie's gonna hit a stage where, a lot of non-Indians as well, a lot of generations, for any human learning their language, because there's really that language revitalization within Bryson. And so, ultimately, I was just honored.
And you got to act opposite one of our brightest stars, Amber Mid-Thunder, down at the end there, which is always a treat. Thank you for coming, Amber.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Now, there's so much talent and beauty on stage here today. I want to make sure that everyone has a chance to at least introduce themselves. So please, if you can just pass the mic down.
Yate, my name is Damian Castellane. I'm from Squaxin Island Reservation in Washington State. I'm also an enrolled tribal member of the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, and I'm so thankful to be here. Big shout out to Angelique Mid-Thunder and, of course, Sydney Freeland. I love you all, man.
I'm Hunter Red Horse Arthur. I'm from the Navajo Nation. Grew up in Phoenix, though, and you couldn't be more proud of everyone here, and especially Chani, you know. And just so you know, we're all friends in real life. We all have a group chat.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jaron Robledo. I'm Kintachitni, born for the Mojave people from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Streamside Montero. That's my band.
Hello, my name is River Rain Thomas. I'm Plains Cree from the Soto First Nation, Treaty 6 Territory, Saskatchewan. Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh. Not me. Nah. Yat ishik edosh dene ishe Jojo Jackson shye. Hello, y'all. My name is Jojo. I am coming from a small reservation, the Navajo Reservation, a small community of Nosh Chitty, New Mexico. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Henry Wilson Jr. Yate. I'm from the Navajo Nation as well. I live in an area called Minot Valley, Utah. It's basically where John Wayne films were filmed. So yeah.
Ahi slachlach cheskasquitstum. My name is Kusum Goodwind, and I'm from the Coeur d'Alene tribe. I'm so happy to represent my people here today. I played Natani Jackson. I'm so grateful to have played him. I hope you guys have loved him in the film. I'm so honored to be here today with this amazing cast, and it was such an honor to work with Sydney for the first time, for my first director. I'm single. Yay! I'll leave that there.
It's scary, man. You shouldn't have let us come up here. I don't know. What's up? Hi, Grandma. Hi, Mom. There's my girlfriend over there. Hi, Sunshine. I just want to say thank you to everybody who created this and put this to have it be here, from pre-production, production, post-production, all the producers, everybody on crew. Oh my God, I'm so happy right now. I'm having an amazing time. And Sydney, thank you so much. She killed it. Thank you so much. Oh, did I say my name? I didn't say my name. I'm Avery Hale. I'm Mandan, Hidatsa, San Carlos Apache, and San Felipe Pueblo.
Yat tatni satni nishle to bilagana bashische to nakai dashanale to nehisle. I said my clan's wrong, but I'm excited. Yes, I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you, everybody. I love everybody. We did such a good job. Everybody that was in it, that helped make it happen. And yes, I'm so grateful. Shout out Phoenix. Shout out Ganado. Okay, yeah.
That ishik edosh in shedene she Natalie Banali and Shia, Nahobani and Shlentkachi Bashichin, and it's edged to buy edashin and a good edine essentially. I don't know, Jorgo Ede Nasha. Hello, everyone. My name is Natalie Banali. I am from good old G-Town, a.k.a. Gallup, New Mexico, born and raised. And I actually opened the film as Mama Lily Jackson, so this is my son, Mayaj, right here. So even if he's single, you got to go through me.
Haumi Dakuipi, Amber Mid-Thunder, and Machiapiolo. I am Lakota, Nakota, Dakota, but I was born in Shiprock, which you saw a bunch. And my brothers are Navajo, so even though I don't play basketball and I'm not Navajo, this movie meant a lot to me still.
A lot of beautiful single people here. We aim to please. We're going to have to wrap up soon. I do want to give the last word to Sydney. I mean, now that the film is out there, what do you hope really people take from it, and really particularly about the impact that it has on our communities and young athletes?
Wow. We don't have that much time, right? No, I think I think one of the things that I'm just really hopeful for is that we really try to tell a story that would be open and accessible to people from all walks of life. You don't have to be indigenous. You don't have to be a basketball player. We want to tell a story that where it was a human story, and hopefully people are able to tap into that, access that, and put themselves in the shoes of the kids here on this stage. Because I think for myself growing up, I never had a chance to see myself represented on screen or on television. It's a brave new world right now. We're a couple weeks away from possibly multiple Emmy wins for multiple TV shows and native talent. Hopefully, I think one thing that I'm very grateful for is I think that our next generation is in really good hands. And hopefully these kids can take the baton, take it, fucking run with it, shatter those boundaries, shatter those sort of standards that have been placed upon us, and hopefully the future is a brave new world.
Thank you so much. REZ Ball is playing 3 more times throughout the festival, so please spread the word, including tomorrow. Also remember to vote for the People's Choice Award presented by Rogers at tiff.net/vote. And please, a warm round of applause for this incredible film team. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing the film with us.